In today's video, we're going to be going over what are the top 3 stocks to be buying this week. And yeah, so these are some really great stocks, just some foundational stocks for your portfolio at some great prices. So I'm not going to waste your time. Let's just get straight into it. So the first stock on the list is none other than Amazon. Obviously, I always say buy this stock. Like, honestly, if you just need to be dollar cost averaging into this stock. Like every portfolio, like no matter what your risk is, this is like the number one stock to just be having your portfolio. And I just want to show you just on TradingView really quick. Obviously the stock price has dropped significantly from its all-time high, and wow, we're getting close to where we were, in 2022. So yeah, it's been an immense drop, definitely like very, very significant, but this does mean it's a great buying opportunity, right? First of all, I want to show you this quick before I get into anything else. But a lot of people say you should wait till the valuation gets better for a stock, right? Or wait for the price to earnings ratio to drop to buy a stock. And a lot of people say you should wait till it goes below 40 or below 30, depending on what the stock is. But what if I could tell you that Amazon was actually at the lowest price to earnings it's ever been at? Currently, I took this screenshot from Macro Trends, and it is currently at the lowest price to earnings ratio it has ever been, at around 30. I could check really fast. Yeah, so currently at a 33 price to earnings trailing 12 months. So that's just amazing. Seriously. And the thing is, though, is that nothing bad has been happening with the company. As you can see, still the Amazon Web Service is still the number one in like the entire competition. Like compared to Microsoft, Google, Alibaba, all these people, Amazon is still destroying them. And yeah, so like if you look at the Q4 highlights here, seriously, like that's the thing. Like even though the valuation has dropped, revenue is still up, net income still up, earnings per share. Like, look, net income is doubling since the past year. Amazon, like the AWS performance, it's looking great, very steady. So it's not looking bad for the company. That's the thing. There's not really a slowdown in any. So there's not really a slowdown in the company itself. And as well, if I show you just the revenue on a trailing 12-month basis, this is all expected. And wow, it's just been almost beautiful. It's just beautiful. Let's look at a quarterly. Yeah, you can see a trend where it's like always Q4 they always beat significantly. That's why the expectations were a little bit lower always in Q1. That's normal. And as you can see, look at the net margin. Oh, okay, we're going to almost we're at an all-time high net margin. And here I could I already have it pulled up here. The net margin for Amazon, let me pull it up right here. Right here. Yeah, we're at an all-time high for the net margin as well as their gross margin, operating margin. It's just like the company's just doing well. This is Amazon. Like, come on. At some point, you have to think to yourself, what stock do I want to hold? Amazon. Like, is this company going to go out of business if we even go into a recession? Like, no, obviously not. Like, you know what? Maybe in like 50 something years from now, maybe there'll be a slowdown in the growth, but I don't really see that happening anytime soon, or at least in my lifetime. So the next stock on the list is Meta. I'm sure you could have predicted this based on, my portfolio, but this is also just a foundational stock you need to be buying, especially right now with markets just crashing because of panic in the market because of Trump. You're saying, oh, we're going to do the tariff. Oh, no, we're actually going to pause it. Oh, no, we're going to do it's just causing all this panic volatility. And it's just giving, the great investors like us, just amazing prices to be buying these stocks at. So Meta, come on. I know for sure you use at least one of Meta's platforms on a daily basis. And it's when you're buying stocks, some of the best advice is to be buying stocks that you know how their business model works, right? Like Meta, they make money through ads, right? And think about it. Most companies, they have to their margins sometimes are lower because, they have to, spend money on their company. But think about Meta, their amount that they spend on their company is not as much compared to any of the other Mag 7, right? Like Tesla has to ship out products from other, maybe other countries for their cars, things like that. Whereas Meta, there's no operating costs. It's mostly it's just the thing about they just run ads and people use the apps themselves. So it's, yeah, as well as the P ratio. If you check the price to earnings ratio for Meta as well, it's not at the all-time low, but still it's like nearing it. And it's like you're buying a Mag 7 company at 22 price to earnings. This is, obviously one of the lower of the Mag 7. So it's amazing, right? And there's just so much more that's coming with this company. And Mark Zuckerberg, he's young. He's still, he's not retiring anytime soon. And it's just looking great. We could check here on the charts. Yeah, look at the revenue. Revenue is just skyrocketing. No problems in sight so far. And yeah, obviously you can see with the quarterly trends as well that quarter one is usually lower. That's why all these companies in quarter four, they were having earnings forecasts were just a little bit lower than usual, and that's, it's a trend we always see. But if we look at the trailing 12 months, like it's just expected to just skyrocket, and I see that happening, as well as the gross margin. Look at the gross margin, the net margin, all-time highs, baby. It's like, come on, this company is like, Meta's not doing bad. But the stock price is at a point where it's as if like the company is like doing terribly, right? It's like look at our net margin. Wow, I think we're almost at all-time high. So beautiful. Seriously, if you're buying Meta or under $600, like you are just setting yourself up for generational wealth. I'm sorry, like buying this at 600, like just imagine to yourself in 10 years from now what this is going to be worth. Do you really think Meta's going to be worth less than what it is now? Do you really think people are going to, stop using their platforms? Like, no, 100% not, unless something crazy happens, right? But yeah, like obviously nothing's 100%, but like seriously, Meta and Amazon, like these are two like foundational companies in just America and the world, right? The entire world uses both of these companies. And yes, let's get into the last stock. And the last stock on the list is Nvidia, right? So as you can see a pattern with all three of these, they're all Mag 7 companies. And this week I just wanted to go over some of these foundational ones that you just have to have, like any portfolio, right? All three of these should be included in any portfolio, no matter if it's super risk on or risk off. I think all of these work perfectly. Nvidia, right now, it's, the head of AI and manufacturing the chips. Seriously, with more AI integration into our just world in general, we're going to need more, demand from Nvidia. And we're going to definitely see that over the next couple years. Obviously, the whole DeepSeek thing scared everybody, thinking that, oh wow, China's so much better than us. But even, Jensen Huang himself, the CEO, was like, no, this is not even scary. We're actually learning from them. And, DeepSeek actually used Nvidia's chips. So that's funny to think about. Yeah, the growth spurt, it's just companies not slowing down. As you could see, even the analyst ratings for this company, still at an average of 174. So it's not looking too bad right now for the price. It's just honestly, I think Nvidia, it's just going to depend on what's going on with Trump and his administration, because that's going to give us just honestly for all the stocks in the stock market, Trump's presidency is going to depend a lot on it, or the other way around, I mean. And yeah, so thankfully Nvidia, or wait, let me make sure. I'm pretty sure, hold on, Nvidia sourced in America. So obviously Nvidia does source some of its products from other countries, but it is making efforts along with, government subsidiaries to, invest more in manufacturing in America itself in order to kind of avoid geopolitical problems, obviously Trump. And yeah, you can see like here, Nvidia outlines plan to spend billions to boost US chip production in America. So yeah, move to the US would also help as you can see, Nvidia and other big tech firms have become highly dependent on TSMC's facilities in Taiwan, but it is saying that they're going to be moving to Nvidia is already using TSMC's Arizona factory to help produce some of its graphic processing So that's the only realistically worry about this company, but it seems like they are improving. But nonetheless, I think over the next, 5-10 years, I don't think that this is going to be a huge problem. And I think the rest of the company, what they're doing right now is just amazing. And right now, the price, seriously, the price right now, 100. Wow, like we buying it even under 100 would be even better, but it's just amazing right now. If we check the charts too on 1000x, we can see, yeah, as oh wow, it's just wow. There's some really big I didn't even look at this before, but wow, the expectations are amazing. I didn't even see that. And then yeah, look, net margins, gross margins still increasing, as well as earnings per share increasing. So doesn't seem too much of a, all three of these companies mentioned have, not been slowing down in their, production whatsoever. So all three of these stocks, I'd say great stocks to just be holding in any portfolio. Very common stocks, not really super like risk on, I would say. Like I like some other companies, for example, SoFi, which that could be more of a risky company to hold in your portfolio. But yeah, ones like Amazon and Meta, even Nvidia, like these are some foundational ones that you want to like really load up on when there's all this panic in the market. So anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you later. So peace.